looking ghostly pale. You can definitely tell it's the winter time. Today I wanted to share my final winter capsule wardrobe with you all. It's a total of 24 pieces, so it's a pretty minimal wardrobe, but I have found that that's perfectly fine. I've been mixing and matching and I never feel like I'm missing anything. If anything, it's kind of encouraged me to try different things out, layering different pieces, pushing me a little bit out of my comfort zone, things that maybe normally I wouldn't have thought to pair together. I'm trying it out. So I think that the 24 pieces have been working great for me so far. We're obviously still kind of smack in the middle of the winter time, so we have some time to go, but for now it feels great. I should also mention that my capsule for winter in Nashville, the temperatures kind of range from, I think the coldest it's gotten so far has been like 10 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the warmest at the very beginning of the winter we had some pretty warm days, like 70s, but other than that it doesn't go up over like 50 degrees, so that's kind of like the range. Usually it's on like 30s 40s like on an average day, so it's still pretty cold, but like it's easy to bundle up. Just wear a couple of layers and you're good to go. So I wanted to show you all 24 pieces that I have. If you watched my previous video where I did the haul of some of the new things that I got, you will notice that 2 of the cardigans did not make the final cut. So they were great pieces and I love them, and I'm definitely keeping them around and planning to use them for my spring capsule wardrobe, so keep an eye out for that. But they weren't great pieces for layering like I thought they would be. When I tried them on with just like a thin long sleeve and they fit okay, but when I try to layer them with thicker clothing, which is kind of a must for the winter time, they didn't fit that well. Like I felt really tight and constricted and I looked kind of like a marshmallow. So it wasn't great, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna still wear them in the springtime when the weather is a little warmer and I can just layer it over a t-shirt or a thinner long sleeve, but did not make the cut for the winter time, and that's okay. So now let me show you each piece that did make the cut. Okay, so we'll start with the tops. So these 2 are just kind of like my layering pieces. So I have just a white long sleeve shirt, and this is another layering piece that I have. It's just like a beigey colored long sleeve. Again, I wear it sometimes by itself, but most of the time I'm just using it as a layering piece. And then we have all of the sweaters. So of course I'm wearing one right now, my little cardigan that I thrifted. I also have this chenille sweater that I also thrifted in a really nice cream color. I like both of these because they're warm enough on their own that I could just wear them by themselves depending on the weather that day, but they're also thin enough that if I wanted to layer things over it, I can without being super bulky. So both of these are great for that. Okay, and then some more sweaters. So I have this one here that has the little dots on the sleeves. This one was also a thrifted piece, and I actually took it to my Europe trip, so you might have seen it a lot in some pictures if you were following me on Instagram. Then another kind of thin sweater that I can use by itself or layering is this one that I just thrifted and I posted in my last video. She's still wrinkly no matter what I do, so if you have advice on how to get the wrinkles out, please let me know, because I've already washed her. I even put her in the dryer just to test it out, and no luck. So if you have any advice, I don't have an iron, maybe I should buy one, but if you have advice that does not involve an iron, please let me know. And then I do have one set that I use. So it's this one here. These are the pants, and then this is the top. I do use them sometimes like in the individual pieces on their own or with other outfits, but mostly this is kind of like my lounging set. Sometimes if it gets really cold, I'll use it as pajamas. But yeah, that's my one like lounge lazy girl day outfit. And then for the thicker sweaters, I have a couple of turtlenecks. So I have this one here that I also thrifted. It's kind of like, it's also a beige color, but it's kind of has more yellowy undertones, but it's also really fluffy. And like I said before, I love these chunky necks because they kind of work like as a scarf on their own, but it's super warm, so I love that piece. And it's also like big enough that I can have a bunch of layers underneath and it's fine. I don't feel constricted or anything. And then another kind of mock neck sweater is this one. This one I think was originally from Target. It's the Universal Thread brand, but I got it thrifted at Plato's Closet. I think this might be my favorite piece of my whole capsule. I know that's kind of difficult to say, but I'm obsessed with this sweater. It's so super duper soft. I feel like you could even see the bounce, you know, when you squeeze it. It's super soft, super warm, and again, it's still really baggy and loose, so I can wear a lot of layers underneath and still feel comfortable, and like I can move and have free range. And then the last kind of big turtleneck that I have is this one here, and this one is kind of like a cool texture because it's a little bit thinner than the other two turtlenecks, so if it's not super cold, this is perfect to put on top. But it's still pretty warm, it's just the material is a little bit thinner and more breathable, and you can also kind of see the texture. It's like a lot softer, more flexible. But yeah, so all three are great. And then this is the one cardigan that actually made the cut. So this cardigan was actually a friend of mine's and she gave it to me. So, and I think she might have thrifted it also, so it's second hand. Yeah, it's just a really cozy, very soft material. I think the brand was originally Madewell, and I like this one, and I think I picked this one instead of the other two that I had shown previously because this one is a little bit longer, so sometimes I do wear that under my puffer, and then it's extremely cozy, so I can just wear it around the house. It is a little bit difficult to layer how the other two cardigans were, but it is a little bit easier to layer than the other two, so that's why I chose this one. Okay, so moving on to the bottoms, I have 4 bottoms. So the first one are these linen pants, and I am obsessed with linen pants, and I really didn't think I would be able to get away with wearing them in the winter time, but I actually have, and as long as it's not under 30 degrees, I'm wearing these pants, no problem. So they do look a little bit thin, but I actually wear them with some thick leggings underneath, and they work like a charm, not a problem. On the colder days, I usually wear jeans, so I have 2 pairs of jeans. I have this pair, they're supposed to be, I think, kind of like the paper bag style. I feel like it gives me a very grandpa chic look, which I kind of like. My husband hated them at first, but I think he's come around to them. Like, I can style them up a little bit, but yeah, they fit me a little bit loose, which is perfect because, like I said, I can wear the really thick leggings underneath that so that I can stay warm on the really, really cold days. If it's not extremely cold, but it's still a little bit windy, I'll wear my white jeans. So they're not as thick as the blue jeans are. They're a little bit thinner, still pretty thick, obviously, because they're denim, but I really love these jeans. I love how they fit me. They look so stylish. So I really like them, and again, they do keep me warm because it's denim, so especially when it's really windy, it's a good option to have. And the 4th pair of pants I'm wearing right now, it's the paper bag pants. So these are probably the thinnest ones that I have. I'm not sure if they're thinner than the linen ones, but they definitely feel it. I think maybe it's just the material that they're made out of. If it's windy, I will feel the winds really badly if I'm not wearing leggings underneath, and even sometimes with the leggings underneath. So these are probably reserved for the days that are not the coldest and definitely not the windiest. I will wear these because, like I said, even with leggings underneath, it is not enough to keep me warm. But yeah, but they're super cute and they're definitely a little bit more dressy. So if I did have an occasion where I had to go out but I still wanted to be kind of warm, I could wear these pants without a problem. And now moving on to the shoes. So I have 4 pairs of shoes, which is probably the most that I've ever had in a capsule wardrobe. I am not much of a shoe person, mostly because since I have a bad back, my back is always hurting. I have very few shoes that I find comfortable enough for me to wear a lot. But this time I made an effort to buy new shoes because, of course, I knew there was going to be snow and rain and all of that. So I made an effort to find good shoes that would be good for my back, but also keep my feet warm and away from the elements. So the first pair are these kind of slip-ons, and I've been looking for some fluffy slip-ons for some time, and I like these because I feel like maybe it's the shape of them and like that kind of pointy, but it kind of makes them feel a little bit more dressy, even though it is like a Sherpa material that kind of like seems casual. If I wanted to like get dressed up a little bit, I could probably wear these and get away with it. And like I said, I picked them because they have the memory foam in them, so they're pretty comfortable. I also really wanted slip-ons because we live in an apartment and it's annoying having to like tie your shoelaces every single time. So I wanted shoes that I could quickly slide on and go downstairs to get the mail or whatever else I needed to do. And the Sherpa actually does keep my feet pretty warm. Obviously, if it's like under 20 degrees, then probably not, but if it's just like a quick trip downstairs, it keeps me warm, no problem. Okay, and then we have my sneakers. So these are my Clarks. I bought these specifically for my Europe trip because I knew that we were going to be walking around a ton, and that it would also be kind of rainy and cold, so that's why I had gotten these sneakers. So you can tell that I wore the crap out of them. They are a little bit busted, but they are so good. They're so comfortable. They literally kept me through those 3 weeks in Europe, like no problem. And they actually are surprisingly good at keeping my feet warm. I can wear them even in like 30-degree weather with some nice socks. So yeah, I really like these, and they're quickly to like pop on. Definitely wear them a lot when I go shopping. So it's great for my back and very comfortable. And then I have 2 boots. So these are the first ones that I bought, and I think I actually unboxed them in a video that I did what feels like forever ago. I bought these online at Kohl's, I believe, and again, I got them because they are memory foam. It's my usual size, but they run a little bit big, and originally I thought it would be a problem, but it actually has not been, because sometimes if it's super cold, I do double sock. Or if I'm wearing like tights, then I put some socks over it, and then they fit me perfectly. Yeah, they're super comfortable, super cozy. They do kind of have like a fleecy feeling material on the inside, so they keep my feet nice and warm. And again, they're extremely comfortable. I also did not have any issues slipping and sliding on the snow with those, so that was perfect. And then these are my favorite shoes. I didn't think a shoe could beat my Clarks shoes because I really like those sneakers. But these boots have been my absolute favorite. I am wearing them all the time. Like, you can tell already that they're kind of scuffed because I've been wearing them so much. And I think I've only had them like a couple of weeks, so I've been going hard in these shoes, but I love them. They're just so easy to slip on. They keep my feet super warm. They're incredibly comfortable, which I was not expecting for this kind of boot, because it doesn't even say that it has like a memory foam. Like, it's not advertised on the shoe at all or anything, but it's so comfortable. And I don't know if you can tell, but usually the back of the boots, especially when they're this high, that kind of like digs into the back of your foot. But it has a bit of padding here, and then all of the like neck part here at the back, all of that is also padded. So they're so comfortable. Also, I've gone out with these in like 10-degree weather, and like I do not feel cold at all, even if I'm not double socking, like single sock and it's enough. And no slipping and sliding on these. The tread is great. I'm just obsessed with them, and I'm sad because I've been going at them so hard that I feel like they're not gonna last me very long. So hopefully I can find them again in the future, but I absolutely adore these shoes, and I will definitely buy them again if I can. Okay, and then last but not least, just a couple of accessories, so nothing too crazy. I have one hat. So I bought this hat at Target, and yeah, I didn't actually have any hats, but I figured you lose a lot of heat from your head. So if it's really cold, definitely wear a hat. That'll help you stay warm. But yeah, it's just a cute hat. Nothing like too special about it, just a little beanie. And sometimes if I wear it and it goes up like this, my husband says that I look like a baby bottle. But yeah, it keeps me nice and warm. And again, it's like a really neutral color, so it doesn't like clash with anything that I have. Very cozy hat. And then I have 2 scarves. So I just recently bought this one, and I love the pattern. I think it's so cute. And I also love that it's kind of, I don't think it's meant to be double-sided, but just I guess with how the stitching is, it kind of is, because one side is like the cocoa and then one side is the cream. So I love it because I can kind of wear it like if it was 2 different scarves. And the material is really soft, and it's also a bit of a shorter scarf. It's definitely shorter than the other one that I have, so I can wear it like nice and thick around my neck. Then my other scarf is this huge blanket scarf, and this scarf has a great story. The color block pattern is really nice. It has like some darker colors, some lighter colors. And then my last accessory are just these gloves. If you remember from that thrifting video, I also thrifted these gloves. They were $2.99. They probably are not gonna make it past this winter season because they're already falling apart. Like, I don't know if you can see this, and like I said, I've only had it a couple of weeks. I think it's just the material is like not great quality. Like, you could tell the brand was kind of cheap. Considering I got them so cheap at the thrift store, I can't really complain too much, even if they were brand new. So I probably will have to replace these next winter, but for the time being, I'm just gonna use the crap out of them until they're literally falling apart. So those are all the pieces in my winter wardrobe. Again, very minimal, and I haven't had any issues so far just playing around with them. I think definitely the key with having such a small wardrobe is having pieces that can like multitask, and also having varying degrees of pieces, if that makes sense. So like, I try to have like a thinner sweater, thicker sweater, right? So that way if it's not too warm, you can wear like one of the thinner sweaters, but if it gets colder, you know that you can layer a couple of pieces and that'll keep you warm. So yeah, I think that's the trick, is just like having several tops, several bottoms, several everything that can be used for different degrees, different temperatures. And I actually wanted to show you a couple of outfits that I put together so that you can kind of see, like, even though it's very little pieces, I can kind of play around and make different looks out of them. And the outfits that I put together were just like one pant, one shoe, one top, that's it. But you can definitely play around with the accessories like I showed you. If you just swap out your shoes, it makes a completely different outfit, so it's really crazy. Layering pieces, you can also make super different looks. Accessories, I don't wear a lot of jewelry, I only have like these earrings and a couple of other ones, but definitely swapping out your jewelry would also make a bunch of new outfits. So that just goes to show you, you don't need a ton of things to make like a nice cohesive wardrobe and to kind of play around and get to know your own style. So I really am having a lot of fun with the capsule wardrobe so far. I'll continue posting my outfits on my Instagram, so definitely follow me there so you can see some more. And I'll also post some more outfit ideas on my blog, so you can see the blog post. I'll link it down below. But yeah, I had a really good time with this, and my wardrobe was made out of things that I already had in my closet, and then a couple of new pieces that I got this time around, specifically for colder weather since I wasn't really used to it. I don't remember if I mentioned it in my last video, but I do also have one black puffer. I've had that puffer for I think like 6 years. It's super old. It's actually held up really well considering I've used it so much. But yeah, it's basically my only puffer that I have. I'm definitely still looking for a new one to replace it, and preferably, you know, in kind of like the same neutral tones. But for now, I just use that one. It's the one that I already have, and it works perfectly fine. It's super comfortable. So yeah, but I only wear that one like the weather is like really cold. Otherwise, I can just layer a bunch of sweaters and undershirts and I'm good to go. It was really fun creating my winter capsule wardrobe, and I'm really looking forward to doing the next couple of seasons. So definitely stick around so that you can see me build my spring capsule wardrobe. But I think that is all. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely let me know which of the outfits was your favorite, or even if you have some outfit ideas for me, like, oh, that pant would look really good with that sweater and those shoes. Definitely let me know. I'm willing to try any outfit combo, so I think it'll be fun to play around. But yeah, I will see you all very soon, and make sure to stay warm. Bye.